All right, we're live. Hi, everyone.
We're live.
Welcome to another stream of stories from the FAE with me, your host Hank, and my co-host.
Kim, I am
Yes!
here and ready.
We're almost
Yay.
nailing this now. We're almost nailing it.
We're almost there. We're not there yet. But we also have some latency and such.
Exactly.
It's just,
Hopefully, the
that is what
latency
we are.
is slower this time than last time because I've tweaked some of the YouTube settings. So hopefully, we'll be able to interact with the chat a little bit faster with our 2 viewers that we have right now.
Woo.
And
they probably are. I don't know.
Exactly. You can always ask us questions or add comments in the live chat or in the comment section. We'll promise to read them all. And
Yay.
And today we're doing another build stream, and we have a nice little, actually 2 nice announcements about TaleSpire and about stories from the FAE. But I'll I'll actually go to the build stream now and show them what we were talking about. What do you say about that?
What we are building.
What we're doing today, because it is a build stream, and we are building in TaleSpire today. And today we have decided to go out into the desert of the FAE world, in the Noxvar desert, and build the amazing Goblin Mountain Mûr Radaz. It's supposed to be a big red mountain in the middle of the desert where the goblins make their home. And we haven't actually worked too long on this. We've actually copy pasted it from a nice little site called TaleSpire. Or TalesBazaar, sorry, TalesBazaar. Very important to keep those apart. And I'm gonna quickly look up who the author was for this particular one that you found for us. Let's see. Should have done this before we started the stream, shouldn't I?
You should, but while you try to find that, what it means is that we actually copy. Somebody has already built it, so we just copy their blueprint, you could say, and with that we are just pasting it inside our world, and we have what they have built. It's just a string of text. It's really easy and very smooth. We of course gonna rebuild it some because I think the name of it was like a
Necromancer's
cave.
Mountain Lair, and the author's name is Genghis. And he uploaded this on the 7th of February this year. So he had almost the same updates as we have, but we want to make our mountain a little bit more red and a little bit less necromancy.
Yes.
Ish. So what we did is we actually went to the webpage, and just like I can copy and paste things here and paste them anywhere I want, we actually just copied the text from TalesBazaar and copied it into the board where we're working right now. And,
exactly.
After that, we started building this entrance, which I'll be working on this stream. And Kim is inside the actual mountain right now, building walls and removing some of the more necromancy details of the...
Yeah, that we don't really need or want in this. Exactly. Like there was some lightning pillars and stuff that I don't find it very particularly suiting for our goblins. We were discussing the bones. It's a lot of bones in this necromancy mountain. But I was like, well, they probably use their bones of the ancestors to build stuff. Exactly. They're goblins, and they doesn't really have a long life. They are more short fused, but it's a very intense life. Yeah. So I was like, it would make sense for them to have bones everywhere, so they're gonna have bones everywhere.
We're differing on that opinion. I think there's a little bit too many, but maybe someone in the chat. We have Olof in the chat. We have Olof in the chat saying hello, which is hello. I guess people could guess that. And maybe you can help us decide whether we should have lots of bones or no bones at all, or something in between in this nice goblin mountain that we're building now. Right now we have a lot of bones, as Kim's showing you.
There is a lot of bones right now, but I love the bones in their own way. But I guess we could scale it down a little bit. This is like a golden chamber just of bones. It's like so weird. So yeah, so we are scaling stuff down. Also the train tracks. I don't really see them. So I am removing those as well.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so yeah.
we'll be showing you some nice commands and things for deleting. You can always use your shift time when you're playing TaleSpire. Hold down shift and right click the thing you want you're pointing at, and you will instantly delete that thing. Which is great if you have like, oh, this one's poking out and doing lightning on the floor. Maybe I just select that and delete it right away. Or you can do what Kim did, and you can select several things. So you can select these things here.
I am selecting several things.
Yeah, exactly. Select
And
several
I'm
things
also
and just
trying
press
to clip.
delete. Ta-da! And it will be all gone. And then I realized I just deleted our outer wall. So I'll just control and Z and place it back where it was.
I can agree what Olaf just said. He said maybe bones piles farther away from common areas like garbage piles.
That's actually a very
that
good
sounds...
point.
That makes Hank happy because he doesn't want all the bone piles. But yeah, I can remove some of those. I am just gonna make this staircase double. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The goblins use
I am removing
staircases now. Maybe we should add some ladders and rope thingamabobs as well. Like
yeah.
So they don't just have ladders and everything all the time. Because
Okay,
I know, like,
so you mean the river?
The river of bones.
There is a river of bones. Don't you want the river of bones? No. Should I? I should remove the river of bones. Okay, I am removing the river of bones. I am removing it. But I kind of also like the river of bones. Can't we just like if I do this, there.
Put water in the river of bones.
Yeah, so you can't see. Well, there is, but you know, they were like, where should we throw this bone pile? I don't know, down the river. So there is bones down there, but you can't see it. I kind of like that. Like that.
Whatever makes you happy, my friend.
Well, but I am removing. I am definitely removing the chamber of bones over here for you guys, so you don't have to bath in this. But it's kind of cool as well. Okay, but I'm removing. Oh gosh, I thought I like selected a lot of them, but apparently I didn't select much of them.
So what Kim is demonstrating, you have this little box when you select things, and the first thing you do is you left click on a spot and you do the sort of the 2D plane, and then you go 3D by moving it up or down, and that way you can select things in a 3D space in a cube or rectangle or
yeah. So everything this cube touches will be deleted.
Yeah, even if it just touches a pixel of the thing you're trying to select.
Yeah. So in this case, I even removed the floor, but I will remake the floor later on. It's just a hazard to only try to get the parts I want.
And but you don't have to delete it. As I said, we can crop it out by Control X, or you can delete it by just pressing delete, or you can copy it by Control C, so that you'll just get an exact copy of that thing that you are using or planning on using.
I am trying to get these bones out of your way, so you don't have to feel all the awesomeness that bones could have provided, but they're not
all that
now.
Awesomeness is gone.
Henrik, that it could have been provided. I don't know what they were supposed to build. Okay, so as we said, we didn't really build this part. This part was like
by Genghis.
Yeah. So I don't understand all of it. This part is he had made a treasure pile down here. Okay, that is kind of cool.
There's a lot of secrets in here. Yeah, so he has built this on his own free time. We just stole it, or actually borrowed it, and used it as a sort of the scaffolding to build our mountain around. Because we do want to have a hollow mountain, because the goblins are gonna live inside the mountain. But we also don't want to have to build an entire like indoor mountain thing where we just want to make the nice exterior and then have something already finished inside, which was very, very helpful. And
it is very helpful, and I mean, it saves us some time. It's like
Saves us a lot of
Well, I can tell as a graphic designer, when you want to start creating something from scratch, it takes ages. But if you have some help, some inspiration from others, you can go faster. So that is what we are doing. We're taking inspiration by others and remaking and redoing and creating our own thing about it. It's kind of cool. So I kind of like it.
So what I'm working on outside of this mountain is the entrance. So they're gonna go through this small little ravine here and slowly ascend to this platform over here, where we're gonna have the entrance to the actual mountain. Because we did want to have sort of like a basement layer or like a deep cavern, and then we can keep on building upon this mountain and build even more floors if we want to.
Yeah.
As I said, we're just using this as scaffolding to create our own vision, which is very nice.
Oh. I am
And
removing skeletons.
so maybe we should start with the announcements, because we're building this mountain because it's part of our old campaign, or it was actually where our old campaign was supposed to go. And and the first announcement is we are reviving a role-playing campaign in our world. We are gonna continue the campaign of the Seven Sisters. And I know most of you watching this haven't seen or listened to the podcast where we played it. It was in Swedish, first of all, and some episodes are missing for some reason. However, we will in the upcoming episodes talk about that campaign, and as we restart or revamp the campaign, we will also have sort of flashbacks and things to describe what happened. But the reason why we're resuming this campaign and why we're now building this amazing mountain for the campaign is... Kim, tell them.
Well, should I say it? Or you say it. I got confused. You say it. Okay, I am so focused on removing skeletons down here. Okay,
and the river
so you
of
say
bones.
It. And the river of bones. Okay, you say
okay,
it. I am.
Just imagine that drum roll I did a few seconds ago, and then the early access for TaleSpire is releasing on April 14th, which is a Wednesday, which means we're streaming that day. And we have invited some of our friends to join in our first attempt to do a role-playing stream in TaleSpire on YouTube to sort of celebrate the release of this new early access where everyone can join in. So if you haven't supported the Kickstarter, now's your chance to join in on the building fun and all the amazing, creativity, and also like Corona-safe role-playing that we'll enjoy. And it will also be a beta test as we start our role-playing campaign. We will beta test our own role-playing engine as well. So it's going to be a lot.
There's a lot of new stuff.
It's
gonna be early access and releases of the TaleSpire. It's gonna be Chimera Build. It is gonna be our own role-playing motor. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be
our own friends.
Yes,
our real friends.
Yes, it's gonna be glorious.
Yeah.
At least we hope so. To Olaf that just wrote, he's might try and use it for his Dragon Rider campaign. Ooh, sounds amazing.
Nice.
Do it.
I think we should
add... is very beautiful, mate.
Yeah, let's add a nice little dragon just because he said so.
Oh,
he can watch over the entrance for now.
If there is a mountain that lives a dragon, it's in the Nuxford Desert.
Exactly, sure. If there's a dragon anywhere. So I'm gonna put a dragon here to commemorate your nice little campaign. I think it could be great fun to play campaigns in TaleSpire. We've done some test runs with Kim and our friend Brian in TaleSpire.
Yes.
And I don't know, me personally, I thought it was a little bit chaotic as a game master, but I don't know what you thought.
Well, it was really fun. I mean, like, there is very visual, and I love visual stuff. So, and I've never really played role-playing miniature gaming, and this is like that, and it's kind of cool. So I kind of like it. But there is, of course, chaos. But there is chaos in many ways. There is chaos because we don't know the game fully. The game is not fully made yet. Chimera Build is coming out and making a tons of updates, so that's going to be great. And also, there is always an annoyance when your players is walking the opposite way that you want. So that I guess is chaos for you. And in this game, the players can literally walk different ways, and
They
you
can walk
just stand there.
anywhere
And
they want, unless you're there to
Yeah.
stop them.
Yes. So I guess that could be very frustrating, but also very fun. I think. I hope so. No, but it's fun. It's gonna be great. I am so excited to try it out. I don't know how we're gonna play it out yet. I guess the whole game won't be inside TalesSpire all the
No,
time.
exactly. We will use TaleSpire for certain environments and for most of the encounters, of course, because they have a kind of a nice, what do you say, a nice initiative system or turn system, turn-based mode, which is very good for our role-playing system that we're building, because it's easy to move around the characters and adjust the initiative in that way, and you also can steer whose turn it is, so that person is the only one who can move apart from the game master. So it's sort of a good way for us to do encounters, which I think there will be a lot of if I know my players.
Especially if Brian is going to be with us, because Brian
probably going to be a lot of battles and sneaking about if we play with Brian. So yeah. It's good to have a good system.
He loves the sneaking apart, and he always plays reckless characters. So so it's going to be fun, but it's going to be interesting to see. Usually when we play, we are around 5 players maybe, and you as a GM.
Yep.
But we can't do that online, it's too much. So
mostly because of the streaming engine we're using right now. It's going to be hard to have that many people over online. We're probably going to start with a few people and then slowly increase as we feel comfortable with the streaming engine and with the TaleSpire engine as well.
It's going to be great anyway. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be
excited
piles and piles of bone fun.
Oh, there's so many bones. They are hidden everywhere, and I have not even come to the river yet.
So as said,
I'm going to remove it.
Genghis named this place the Necromancer's Lair. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of bones. I imagine.
Yeah. I can say anything but agree. It's so many. But I'm also like, he has put in so much work on making all these bones, and I am just removing them. I feel a little bit sad for him, but at the same time, there are so many bones.
Yeah.
Why do I get the stone there? I don't want the stone. Okay, I will just.
And people might wonder when we're doing these streams, the music we're playing is from TaleSpire, so you can actually go into the atmospheric settings and choose what some of the different tracks that TaleSpire has made for their game, and they are all free to use in streams and such. They have made sure that this game can be streamed with their music and not get copyright struck. So all the music in the game.
So that's what we are doing it.
Yeah, that's why we're doing it. All the metal tracks here. Kim can't hear this music yet because I'm the game master, but yeah, all the tracks we're using.
Did you not choose? Oh, choose another song.
You can listen to this metal song, and we can actually talk a little bit about heavy metal as we do that. So all the songs that you can select in this playlist are free to use online when you're doing TaleSpire videos, so you won't risk getting copyright struck, which is a nice thing, nice detail that not all game developers think about. But since we're listening to some heavy metal now, yeah, exactly, they're Norwegian. Of course they did.
Norwegian people.
But talking about metal, Kim, have we talked about this on the stream about the video that got released last week?
No, we have not. Okay, I can tell you guys about that. That is amazing. So there was this metal band called Thyrfing, and they were like, "Hey guys, can you do some fire for our new song?" And we were like, "Oh, fine, we'll do that." Okay, we didn't sound as chill. We were more like, "Oh hell yeah!" Anyway, yeah. So that happened. So we met them up and we helped them with some fire under their new song that is called "Döpt dem i eld." The Swedish mean
baptize
what?
them in fire.
Yeah, baptize them in fire. Yeah. So we did that, and it was epic. And they released that video now on the 19th of March.
Yeah,
so
last weekend.
If you have not seen that, and if you're very into metal, especially Viking metal, you should go to YouTube and you should write Thyrfing. Well, it's hard to explain, but try to spell it out. It's an H in it somewhere, and you go, and you will find it. Döpt dem i eld, and you will see a very, very nice video with a lot of us playing with fire in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it in the chat so people can see it.
Oh yeah, that's clever.
So
so Hank will write it in the chat.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. Much easier. Hopefully it shows up in the chat as well. We'll never know.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, great.
I got it. I saw it in the chat. So yeah, so we have been on a little adventure to do that.
Yeah. And we're doing another little fire adventure as well this weekend. Because it's Earth Hour, and it's kind of a good thing. Yeah, good thing to support. So we decided to. Well, actually, they called us and we said, "Heck yeah!" To do a little fire show in a small town called Falköping for their Earth Hour celebration.
Yes.
So we are.
And it's gonna be glorious. So if you live near Falköping, there is gonna be fire there this weekend, on the 27th of March. I guess that is, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Me and things. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so
there's a lot of fire going on, and a lot of role playing going on, and preparations for the.
A lot of streaming going on, and a lot of building for the role playing, so we can
do it.
Meet stuff. Yeah. This kind of I have to tell people about this. The mountain we are building, it's for the goblins, and I can never pronounce their name, but there is something like. Mûr Radaz. You know the name of the goblin. Mûr Radaz goblin, yeah. And anyway, so the fun part, we spoke about Brian recently, and he is playing role playing with us, but he is also one of our patrons. You know, we have patron that can help us out with. You can pay amount you feel is good for you. There's different tiers you can choose between. And Brian chose the king tier, so he is actually a king. And when you become a king in our world, you will get a land of your own, and you will get a background story, and you will get a banner, and you will get a lot of stuff. So go in and check that out. So Brian became a king, and he became the king of the goblins. So he is actually the king of this mountain we are building, King Brian. Or if he can choose another name if he want to. And if I'm gonna guess, he's probably gonna name himself Reckless, because that is what he always named. So he's probably like King Reckless or something. But he is in this other world, and we have written his story into this world. So that's kind of cool. So check that out on our Patreon. There will be a link in our description, I guess, if I'm right. Hank, you know this better than me.
It's a link to the Patreon in the description of this video. You're absolutely right, Kim.
So we're gonna check that out, and this kind of cool thing. It doesn't really matter what tier you will be in. You will be getting a letter from us with a link, and that link will give you, you could say, like a overview how to create your own character in our world. So you will, no matter what tier you're on in, you will get be able to populate our world. So that's kind of cool as well. So you should do that.
Super cool.
If you're listening and like, oh, these guys are funny, we should help them out. And I also want to be in a fantasy world where they have a
amazing dragon
river. And
river
we're making
of
dragons.
And an amazing dragon. Yeah, we have outside here. We have a very nice dragon.
Yeah, I saw that on the stream. You have a very nice.
So
the dragon.
Yeah, what should we name the dragon? We need a good name for our guardian dragon here.
Okay. Anybody come up with a name in the chat? You can just write it down. We will see what name it is. You guys will choose. That is name of a dragon. And don't erag on it. That is so copyrighted. Even though it's a very good book, though. But yeah.
Yeah, if you have any book tips, I'm going through a lot of audiobooks right now to get inspiration for my own writing project. So if you have any good suggestions for audiobooks, write them in the comments or in the chat, and I'll give them a once over. See if they're worth my amazing, not sponsored by Audible, but Audible credits. Because I want to give all my money to Jeff Bezos. We all know how it is.
Oh, yes. Isn't it lovely? That man knows everything.
Or does he?
Yeah. But anyway.
Hey, what happened to the water line?
What happened to what?
The water line.
The water line. Okay, no, okay, so the thing is that, yeah, I'm clearing the river bones because they made outside, they made this really, really cool, like treasure pile. And I didn't want to sink that into the water. So I was like, I will just remove the bone piles instead. Because I really like this tiny golden place. I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about the goblins a little bit. That's kind of funny. We maybe not give them all the stories, but they are interesting characters, and I would say they bring flavor to our world.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
They sure do.
So they live in this mountainside, but they are also, because they are sentient beings that also is more humanoid in a way that they interact with other people. They can be shown up and seen in cities as well.
Yeah. Although the goblins native to this mountain, they are a little bit more wild than those who decide to live in the actual cities.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that is common with them all is that they are very unpredictable.
Yeah, very strange.
And they kind of do,
creatures.
Yeah, and they kind of do what they want to do in the end. But I kind of like that. I kind of like that about them. And the funny part is that there's like customs around them that you should do, or what they should actually do. Not so much what people should do, but more what they should do. I don't know. Maybe I told this before, but I like telling it again. They have to have buckets with them. Buckets with either water or sand. So, because our goblins have very oily skin that are flammable. And when they are overly excited or scared, or, well, when they get a very heightened emotion, they can set themselves aflame. So to be like nice to other people, they usually carry a bucket with them to
out of respect.
Well, so people can, put them up when they start to burn. And that's kind of funny and interesting way of playing them as well, if you're playing them in the role-playing campaign, which we had people be doing. So they even used it as tactics in some scenarios when people are like, oh gosh, okay, so we need a distraction. Are you up for it? And people are like, okay, what are we going to do? Let's scare the shit of the goblin so he starts to burn. And then they like throw him in the middle of the room, and then they try to figure out from there. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, and talking about the Seven Sisters campaign, one of your enemies, the clever witch, let's see, say it in the right name, Samantha. Witch named Samantha, she used goblins as messengers. She found the most nervous goblins she could find and dressed them in linen clothes and gave them linen sacks, and she sent them with papers with important information. So if they should get intercepted or attacked, they would probably get very nervous and start burning, and so they would destroy a message so that it didn't end up in the wrong hands.
Kind of clever way of doing
it. To the determined of our role-playing gang who tried to intercept these messages to no avail.
Well, there's been a goblin or two that have died in the process. Yes. But it's kind of funny that way. I mean, they give some flavor to the whole role-playing universe. So I love those little fellas.
I think
Nice.
the words I use to describe them in the role playing engine or in the book, where during the character creation process, is one thing you can say about goblin is they are not normal. Like whatever a goblin is, it is not normal. So it's
Yeah.
there's always something extreme about them. They're not sort of crazy. They're either very very not crazy or very very crazy. They're not never
Oh,
in
very, very
between.
crazy. No. But I kind of find that interesting character development in it when people play them. Likes to see what they will do when they're playing them, and I kind of like it. They're very inventive though in the world of FAE, the goblins. So they are a little bit too crazy for their own good, but at the same time, they kind of invent stuff that other people wouldn't even think of, and that is kind of also a very cool thing. They're very good at being gadgeters or make gadgets
Yeah.
or tinkers
Tink-
or stuff like that.
Tinkers and artificers and all the sort of things.
I am okay. So I am still removing piles and piles of bones.
You're doing a great
but
job, Kim. Great job.
Thank you. Well, I am also exploring the cave while I'm doing it, so I am really learning stuff here.
Yeah, you if you are one of the adventurers adventuring into this cave, you're gonna know it. So the game master has to like, sort of
Well,
flip
well,
everything.
Kim maybe knows it, but Merrick won't know anything about it. He is. So I am playing a character in the role-playing game. I'm playing what do you call it? Moonchild now in the English
Moonborn.
word for it.
The Moonborn.
Moonborn.
Or the Moon
Yeah.
Elves.
So yeah, so they are moon elves. So they are kind of cool. I love them. They are like other elves. They live for a very long time. They're just a lot more pale, or very much darker, but they usually have white hair and usually white eyes. Can have, doesn't have to have, but usually they're very moonborn. They are called, and they are very, what do you say? Reclusive from the other people and around the world. They are not very often seen.
Xenophobic or racist.
Yeah, well, that is kind of what they are. So I am playing one of those. The interesting part is that time for them differs from others, or not from other elves, but other
elves
people.
Overall, they have a very different perception of time since they live for so long.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny when I play. So when I meet people and others like, we should kill him, and I was like, let him die. He will die in age soon anyway. And it's kind of fun to play a character that is kind of oblivion to the time other people has.
Exactly.
Like, this is my time. I don't give a shit about your time. And I kind of find it funny, and it's very giving when I'm all up and it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So I like those elves. So it's also a very good way if you're really interested in the kind of different cultures we have in our world. Also, a great way to get a hold of them is to be a patron, because you will get a quick summary of all the cultures we have and the different races. In when you sign up for Patreon, you will get that like a compendium with them with text you have to read.
That happens.
And wait when that happens. And you do that, and you will learn a lot about our different characters in our world. It's kind of cool. And also, you can choose between one of them when you create your character to populate our world at the same time. I am so advertising this right now, but I do love it, and I think people should really do it, because it also gives us a lot more to showcase when people start to populate the world.
Yeah.
So a dream is like,
especially now that we're starting the role-playing campaign, we actually have characters that they can interact with and meet on their travels.
Yeah, so that is gonna be a true thing. So it's kind of cool. Of course, we want like 10,000 people be patrons, but not at the same time because we're gonna have to write you into the story. So take it easy with that. But please spread. Please tell people that this is a cool gang. They want to create something new and inventive and cool characters developments, and they want to include you in their storyline. And to do that, you have to choose your tier. It's everything between $1 to 25, I would say. There is even one emperor empress that is 250.
Exactly.
But
who will be the first emperor of Anturian or empress?
That is scary. I am because the Anturian is a scary place in itself. So
yeah,
that is going to be interesting to see what people will do.
Indeed.
I am frustrating that I can't. I just want to select this tiny piece, and I get the wall behind it.
You're trying to get the bones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried right-clicking it with the shift? Just pressing on the.
Oh, can you do that?
Shift.
Oh my god!
There you go. That's just the first thing I said
Why
during the
haven't
stream.
I forgot about that. That was my life. It's so much easier now. Oh gosh. Okay, why haven't I done this before? Okay.
So, but then you have to click for everything, every single thing. So
yeah, but sometimes I'm telling you that would save time.
Yeah. So for Kim's benefit and for other people who want to learn TaleSpire, I'll go through it again. I'll do a little quick.
I am so excited now. I can do this so much faster.
I'm gonna put down a few pillars here. So the first pillar here, I want to pick it up. What I do then, I move my mouse over it. I hold down Shift, which means that I select whatever I'm hovering over. If I left click it now with my mouse, I will pick it up, and I can put down as many copies of it as I want. This second pillar here, I want to copy it without picking it up. So I push the scroll button or the middle mouse button down, and then I have a duplicate of it that I can also put down as many times as I want. This third one I want to delete. So then I hold down Shift and I right click it and it's gone. And this last one, I pick it up, but it's the wrong way. So I want to rotate it. So when I hold it down, I press without holding down Shift, I just press the middle mouse button to rotate it 90 degrees and then push it again, and I've rotated a whole full lap. Now, when you're holding something, if you push down Shift, you will first need to press P so that you have the toggle the clipping effect. So you pick something up. If you hold down Shift now, you will see the grid pop up. The grid where you were selecting it. So if I hold it up here, the grid will come up here, which is a great way for people if you like, oh, I want to build something on the same level as this floor over here, but I can't really put it down out here because then it'll end up in the water. So I hold down Shift while it's hovering over the level I want to put it, and then I get the grid on that level and I can put them in the air next to or on the same level that we're building. So when I get out there with the floor later, I can make sure that it ends up on the same level. So that's one thing.
I'm sorry, but this guy has really built cool places. I am finding tiny hidden rooms with all of cool stuff here. I'm just saying, I am so ready to explore this cave. Okay, continue. Sorry.
So, and if I pick something up with like the left Shift and I have it here and I just want to get rid of it, I can right click. So I pick something up, I can put it down with left click, I can rotate it with the middle mouse button, or I can just drop it with the right mouse button. So those are some of the functions when you're building things, and that's what you can see why I've, instead of using the bar down here, where I can have all these shortcuts, the reason I don't use it is because when I stream I have so many windows open, so I can't really see this properly, but also because I find it easier to just like, okay, I want this piece and it's already in the right way and the right direction, instead of going down here and picking it up, which is quite possible. I can go do that. I find it a lot easier to just simply press the middle mouse button while holding shift to copy whatever I need. So you'll see me do that a lot when walking around and building things. Yeah, that was a quick tutorial again, how to build and delete and move things in TaleSpire.
See, guys, you should be happy I'm a
Yeah.
newbie at this, so you guys learn stuff as well, because I am learning stuff all the time.
Exactly.
And
Well, we all live, we learn. That's it's just part of life.
Your what, philosophy?
Yeah. Sorry for the philosophy lesson.
Kinda. I am doing great. Okay, so I have no idea what this part is. I think I'm gonna... I don't know if I like the cages. Do they want cages? What would the goblins use cages for? Not to trap people. I don't feel like they will trap people.
No.
The cages would be for like...
Playing.
I don't know.
Games.
Burlesque.
Burlesque.
Manly burlesque dancers. I have no idea. I would remove the cages. I don't feel like they will use cages. Sorry.
No, probably not.
They will use...
You're
kill
the
them
one
if
who's
they
the best
annoy.
interior designer of the two of us, so I trust your judgment.
Thank you. That is very nice of you. Well, I think we should build a dining hall later on, but this lowest level, I think this should be like a throne room or something. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I am gonna build a throne.
I'm gonna switch
here.
over to you.
Do we have? Is there thrones over here? Oh no. I'm gonna see if there's any thrones. Right. Search and okay, there is a stone throne. Oh well, that would work. They're not savages. Okay, yeah, they are, but you know.
But they're goblin savages.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what happened to that throne. Okay. Oh,
Ooh.
okay. So this was a whole level I have missed. What's here? Okay, this is really a place for a throne. So
what Kim is using now is sort of the scaling tool where he can shave off different levels of the map to make sure that he sees just what he's working on. And that sometimes... More bones!
There's a lot more bones here, man. There's a lot of more bones. Okay, I am removing the bones. I am starting doing that before I... But there's... Okay, so this game has a lot of bones in it.
Yeah. We have Olaf in the chat again saying, Bugbear Burlesque Dancers. Bug Burlesque Dancers.
Bugbear Burlesque Dancers.
And I guess that's... you could interpret that he's giving sort of the... just a sort of comment on your burlesque theme there with the cages, but I'm gonna take it as the name for our young dragon here.
Okay, so that's the name of the dragon now, Bugbear.
He's a bugbear.
So-
Bear.
Oh, that is lovely.
Oh,
What's
why
the
is,
name
why
of
is
your
it
dragon?
writing? There we go.
And there's gonna be like a bugbear. It's gonna be a bugbear. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. I am removing the bones here. It's not gonna be more bones. It's kind of funny.
He's the lead dancer.
The King Brian, the Goblin King, he has this crown on his head that is very big for his head. It's not supposed to be for a goblin. He has collected it elsewhere. We don't have to say where, but he has collected it elsewhere. So it's kind of just always falling down his head, which is making him irritated and such. But it's also a very fun thing. Goblins are kind of funny. They are
Sort of the comic relief.
I wouldn't say okay, yeah, a little bit maybe. They are because they are so extremely instinct based. They just handle stuff without really thinking, and that sometimes gives it a very comic situations. I am removing bones. That's what I'm doing again. But I think this is cool. So I'm gonna just put the throne in front of this place, and this place is gonna be like, I think it's a sacrificial altar.
Yeah, if it's the necromancer's lair, there had to be a sacrificial altar somewhere, right?
Yeah, I am not removing it. I am putting a throne on it. if I can. That would be cool anyway. Can I put the throne on it? No, throne on it. Oh, it's in the fire. I can't. Well, then I do that and add a stair to it. Okay, that is cool. Okay, so I am adding a stair. Bugbear.
A stare or the stare? I'm staring at
Okay.
it really intently.
I am. It's a stair. Well, could be both. It's a goblin
to
thing,
say?
isn't it? Oh, this is a little bit annoying part of this game.
I believe you can do it.
Cause the throne is not entire. Okay, I could maybe do that. Okay, yeah, that works. And then I put staircase in front of that. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I use build a throne. So this is gonna be King Brian's throne. He is gonna have to choose his own name later on. He's not decided a name for his Goblin King. For now, he's a Goblin King, Brian. Cool. I think what I do want is one of those, palm leaves where the people goes like
Palm fronds, yeah.
Yeah, that way.
You could probably find it in like the swamp or the jungle.
Well, yeah, I think they should have one. I don't know how they get it, but they will get it.
They imported it just for their king.
Yeah, he said he wanted it. I don't know if they have this in the game. They have a fancy coffin, but I don't think that is. And jungle trees, jungle palm. Do they have palm trees? They have a dead tree, but I don't want that either. I also kind of like the lightning in here. I like the
very magical
purple and green. Yeah, I will kind of keep it, just because it's kind of cool. I can't explain it right now, but it's gonna be there. Okay, so this is the throne room. I have cleaned out the throne room of bones, so I am happy for that. Okay, there is a bone. I can see one bone in the air. I have no idea how I'm gonna touch it. Okay. I am so happy for the bugbear. Oh, there is more bones. There is in here as well, but I can't get them. Anyway, so should you talk a little about what the role-playing?
Yeah, maybe we should do a little recap about the campaign. Do you want to bring out your book? Because I know you actually kept a little journal during the role-playing session. Let's see if I can get you on main screen here.
I am one of those that like to draw stuff when we do campaigns shit. So I have been drawing. I'm not telling people I'm good at it. I'm just starting off there. But it's for me to visualize what we have done so far. So that is what's happening.
And it's great for me as a GM to be reminded of like, yeah, right, I implied that was a thing, right? Very good for me.
Yeah, because I draw it down. Yeah. So yeah, I have my book here. I can show you my...
start like the premise of the Seven Sisters campaign. We have Merrick there, and he was actually one of the most important characters at the start of the campaign, because you had a mission.
I had a mission.
Yeah.
And also I was a secret user, as we told us on the on streams before. We don't really have magic in the terms of like some cool word and you throw a fireball. Instead, we have secrets. So he had a page of secrets. So I wrote down. Those is in Swedish now, so sorry for that. But I could turn stuff into different animals by touching them. That is kind of the magic I got. And also I could, which is kind of funny, I can stir up some wind and how I did that magic, but it ended up just me being an AC. So
You
yeah,
were the air
because people
conditioner
were
for
like,
the whole group.
yeah,
Like, it stinks in
yeah.
here. Can we get some fresh air? And you had to use your.
And I was like, okay, I am rolling these dice and hope I will succeed because I don't want to fail on making people smell better. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah,
but then I have. Do you want me to show something specific now?
well, I'm just gonna do the short intro to why you're playing Merrick and what the campaign was actually about, because there had been in the Moonborn forests, like the Moon Elves, they had a big secret vault, and the Moonborn are very close to the forager Astra, who made the skies and the heaven and the stars. And there was a story about 7 sisters, 7 stars that tried to woo a prince, and they all sparkled up and shined so brightly that they made the prince blind. And the story is a constellation now, with the 7 daughters of Astra as the sisters. And these stars were, because they almost killed the prince, they were banished and turned into 7 crystals. They were plucked from the sky by Astra herself and turned into crystals, or so the legend says. And these 7 crystals were guarded by the Moon Elves. But somehow, unfortunately, actually quite soon after Merrick had visited this magical vault where they were kept, they were stolen. So Merrick was the main suspect in this theft. And once he had proven himself innocent, it was his obligation to find the crystals again. So he set out to find whoever stole the 7 sisters, the 7 stars turned into crystals, and to return the crystals and punish the thief. And that led him on an adventure where he met the rest of the role-playing team, and you began looking for these crystals. And you followed the different tracks and leads and came upon the first crystal. I think you have a picture of that. Am I right?
Yes, I have a picture of the first crystal. It's smashed though, but
yeah,
it's
smashed.
The first crystal.
So they came upon this rotten tree, which is on the other page there, where they found an Anturian soldier who had been possessed by some sort of black spirit, and he was talking to this magical star crystal that had turned into a jet black. Whereas when Merrick had seen them first time, they had been shining blue and colorful. So this crystal had turned black, and from the crystal spawned a lot of shadowy creatures that crawled out of this tree where the crystal was kept, and they tried to attack the players. However, they managed to defeat the black spirits, and instead they recovered the crystal, which spoke to them in a shadow tongue, which only one of the role-playing characters could talk, namely Jenna, played by our lovely Lovisa. And she understood that this crystal wanted to release more of these black spirits, so they took the crystal away and realized they had to destroy it. And
I had a magic box for that.
You had a magic box to store the crystal in. So they decided to destroy this crystal, but however, they didn't know how to destroy a star. So they did some research. They went to a town called Farkas and researched in the library, where they found that inside the what do you call it? Inside the tomb of Kung Aksar there was a sword made of star metal that could potentially destroy any magical curse and any magical item, or in this case, a magical star crystal. So they decided to find the location of this tomb, and it's actually in the Noxvar Desert, so we will probably be building that tomb as well one day.
And I have a picture of it here.
Yes. So in the mountains separating the still water and Sirius borders with the Noxvar Desert in the east, they realized that it would be the Valley of the Dead Kings, or Valley of... I don't remember the name of the valley. However, they would find the tomb there, and they know that Kung Axelar was buried with his sword made of star metal. So they decided to go to this tomb And they actually found his tomb. They found that he had been resurrected and was standing guard over his mother's tomb as a zombie or skeleton.
Yeah. Well, we kind of kicked his ass
Oh, you
because
should.
yes, because we had two of our players. They did like a super dash. One was aiming for the upper body, and one was aiming for the lower body, and they kind of split him in half. It was hilarious to see. We are a hilarious bunch. It was an epic fight. We were running like hell and cried, but otherwise.
And they also
we've also found this, but we never got them because we were supposed to look at the other place first before we go back and down and pick these up, and that failed.
Yeah. So you never knew what was in those magical boxes that I left for you in that
No, but I want to go back.
And if we build it in TaleSpire, we'll have to go back. That's just have to.
It has to happen.
It has to happen. Anyway, so you found a sword and you were able to smash the crystal. And when you did, the dark energy dissipated, and you now have these gray crystal shards that are not magical. And then you had to follow the tracks to find the next, or there were 6 stars left to find. And your road led you to Zenith, the capital city of Sirius. And there...
I have a picture of Zenith here. This is Zenith. I am going to show you.
I'm going to flip here so we can see you better. So
yeah, make it bigger.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
so this is... It's bigger now.
It's wonderful. And there you actually went to... you had a dwarf in your team named Tyr, and he had a house there, so you started to sort of recuperate in his care there, and you followed some leads from your elven friends and said that there was a delivery made with moon elf boxes that could only be opened by special moon elf keys, and they were intercepted by Ragnar Kall, I believe it was. Smuggler.
Yeah, I have his Signia here.
Yeah.
Do you hear my voice? I'm so irritated on him. Anyway,
Team Rocket.
Yes, I even wrote it here. Team Rocket ? Very hard to know. Signia was an R with 2 swords in them.
Ragnar Kall also in Swedish means Kall is cold, so we could call him Ragnar Cold, but I think Kall seems better. I don't know.
Yeah.
So Ragnar Kall led you to let's see. Well, you were investigating leads in Zenith when there was the festival. There was a harvest festival, and there were like bonfire night, and people were dancing and playing drums down at the big forum and the arena. And people were.
I had bought a new cloak.
Very, very beautiful.
I just bought a new. Yeah,
and you all bought different masks pertaining to different deities and demigods that you liked. So you had a loafer mask on you for the festival.
Yes, I did.
And there you were watching a fire dancer, I think, who was dancing on some hot coals. And after her performance, a robed figure walked up and gave her a necklace. And that necklace had a peculiar dark crystal on it. And once she got it around her neck, she sort of became a conduit for the power of the crystal, and her magical powers themselves started to flare up. And she had some amazing fire secrets that she knew. So all the bonfires started to blaze, and everyone was screaming, and all these black shadow figures came back. Sort of used her as the conduit to enter this world.
It kind of erupted through her and came out, and it was scary.
But in good news, you found the next crystal. You just had to cut the necklace off her, and you actually did that without killing her, which was very considerate.
I did find the next crystal. It was around her neck.
Yeah. And
it also smashed later on. Just spoiling.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Exactly. And
for those
trying to figure out the next part of the story here. This is a while ago, but we were.
Well,
Yeah,
when we were running around,
you tried to find the one who had given her the crystal. That's right, and
yeah,
you actually found him, and he was in himself possessed, just like the Anturian had been at the rotten tree that you found. So he had.
These are black hands.
Oh, yeah. So he sort of had succumbed to the dark magic of the crystals, so he was just as corrupted as the shadows that sprung from the crystals. And when they encountered him in a dark alley, the alley just seemed to make him more powerful. So they decided to wait until it was a bit lighter, and then he just threw a dagger in his back or something. I remember it was very undramatical. Sort of sent a bloodhound on him and then killed him with a knife.
Yeah, the thing is that we were chasing him. Me and no, yeah. Well, okay. So I turned one of the players' cat into a dog.
I think it was
no.
There was
the
the
moose.
familiar.
I turned one of the players' moose into a dog, a bloodhound, and he very weird. And he searched for this character, and we found him. And with that said, I may have killed him, but and lost the information because I remember Hank as a GM when I was like, I am killing this guy now. Stop! I managed. Woo, he died. I just saw Hank take his note, he crumbled them down and throw them away, and I was like, I just killed my information, didn't I? And he was like, we will find another way to give you that information. I was like, okay, let's do that.
Oh, yeah. So now the problem was you had found one crystal, but you knew that the boxes contained 2 crystals, and you still didn't know where those crystals were.
No.
And
that was my fault.
So you had to find it some way, and you found some notes eventually, leading you to a crime boss called the Collector. And apparently he had intercepted the elven boxes that were supposed to have been shipped by the moon elves, and he had sort of hired a locksmith. It turned out that locksmith was Burk, Brian's dwarven character.
Yeah, named this character Burkan.
Yeah, and he had been able to pick the locks of the elven boxes, which meant that he had released 2 crystals, I think, to the Collector, who had then took possession of them. So you had to find the Collector. So you broke into his house, or the inn where he was staying, and there was some shenanigans and hiding in plain sight and things like that. Someone went to the toilet to exchange information and things like that.
So weird. Yeah. The girl, Louisa, Jenna, her character, who had a moose, she also made the trees grow. Yeah.
She has a lot of powerful secrets, that character.
Talking to mooses.
Yeah, talking to animals, talking to trees. So I don't know if you've seen the meme where it's Ryan Reynolds being surrounded by Jake Gyllenhaal and who plays Wolverine? What's his name?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, yeah. So it's Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, and they're all wearing these funny Christmas sweaters, and Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal's like, hey, at the poor Ryan Reynolds in the middle, who looks really depressed. And then someone wrote the caption, Jake Gyllenhaal being the druid that can talk to plants, and then Hugh Jackman is the warlock who can talk to animals, and then I am the GM who has to voice every single toadstool and mouse that we walk by during the campaign.
Yes, that is
Jenna.
True.
That is Lovisa's character. She can talk to animals, she can talk to nature, and she is Shadowborn, which means she understands Shadow Tongue, which is the tongue that the crystal ghosts use to communicate. So whenever you hear a voice, everyone looks to Jenna. It's like, what is it saying? And I have to do the voice every time. It's like when
and it's kind of funny because she's a very unsocial character, so she's like not getting any of it. It's kind of funny.
It's a hell of a campaign. And
It's a hell of a campaign.
where we left off, you've actually found you found the collector, cut his head off, didn't find his crystals. You learned that the Sun Church had intercepted his packages and taken the crystals from his possession. So you went to the Church of the Sun, and there was chaos, and sort of the town was in shambles. You broke into the temple. You found the deacon in the basement with the crystal, trying to perform some dark ritual. And
is it? I don't know. Is it this place? I don't remember.
Yes, exactly. It's in the basement beneath the Sun Temple.
This is, by the way, the dude we split in half.
Oh right, yeah. He came back.
He came back. By the way, he came back.
So now you cut him to pieces. Evil. Yeah. So Kung Axar came back. You cut him to pieces and stashed him somewhere in a wardrobe.
I think
somewhere.
We set him aflame as well. Also,
yeah, but he didn't die. So you sort of like cut him up in pieces and stored him inside your manor. But the stream is actually supposed to end. So I guess we'll have to continue this maybe during our next stream, which will be a build stream or a play stream. Gameplay stream.
Yeah, it's going to be a play stream. We are going to play for the Kings, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Am I right? Yeah.
And then
for the Kings.
We can tell more stories.
Cool game.
War stories and more stories. But you
can play a druid.
We have an entrance now to the amazing little...
Yeah, I scrolled out before and got shit scared because there was a dragon. Didn't see it. And I saw it, and it looks really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Really good it is. So that is a good way. And the dragon, who is named the Bugbear, the Bugbear dragon, he is standing there. Okay, there is not going to be dragons in Knoxford Desert like this.
But he's here to be the Bugbear dragon.
Yeah. And Hank is jumping around as a goblin, I think.
Yeah. I'm trying to climb the steps.
I can tell. You are not doing well. Anyway, and I managed to remove 2 floors of bones. Yeah. And that is an achievement in itself, I am just telling you. And also, I'm going to move that. And also, I think it's going to be awesome. I made a throne. Room. I didn't make a thing. I put a throne in a room. that is what I did, and I'm calling it a throne room. So good for us. Lovely. But it's gonna be good. This is gonna be great.
And if you didn't catch all that with the campaign, we will do sort of like a small if you don't feel like listening to all our podcasts about the campaign, we will do sort of a reboot of the campaign. We won't restart it. We'll continue with where we were, but we'll sort of have like a introduction. So it will be like a new adventure. It won't be just like continue on an old adventure. It will be a new adventure for anyone to join in. So that will be happening on April 14th, hopefully, if we can get enough role players to join us. And,
yes, I have to show you. You know, I Photoshop Merrick, my elven character. So I just have to show you guys how he looks. He looks badass, by the way.
Yeah.
He's Photoshop. Ta-da! Okay, this is too shiny.
So shiny.
So shiny. Yeah, he's cool. I can post him somewhere so you guys can see.
Yeah. You can actually post him on our Patreon page as a public post. And so anyone without paying can see it.
So go into Patreon and look at him. It's cool. I am satisfied with the photoshopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I have talked.
So I'm gonna take a little screenshot of this dragon for our next thumbnail, maybe, and then.
Bugbear. I love him already.
Lovely little bugbear. Oh, amazing.
And he has to fly, man. He can't just.
But he's standing on a rock.
Oh, never mind. He can. Can he do emotes? Oh, he can wiggle.
You can actually scroll him down, maybe. Anyway. We want to thank you all for joining our stream today. Check out our Patreon where we will post both the streams and Kim's amazing picture of the lovely Merrick. And tune in next week for For the King, where we'll talk some combat rules for the role-playing game as well, I guess. So,
Yes.
thanks for joining, and have a lovely, lovely week. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.